Hello people of the internet, my name is Jesus Angel Rodriguez Ponce, and today as an English project we will talking about a healthy lifestyle. More specifically about tips and how to form a healthy lifestyle. Of course, I will not be alone explaining this theme. Along my teammates Milo Neptuno, Pedro Larios and Moroni Alcozar, we will be explaining, or at least trying to. I hope you enjoy it, and please, let's just get this started. Okay, first of all, when you think about a healthy lifestyle, what exactly do you mean by that? Do you mean being in a good physical condition, going to the gym and looking good? Or do you mean being able to relax, being happy with your life, having a stable relationship, or a good relationship with a boy or a girl, a girlfriend or a boyfriend, if you know what I'm talking about? As you might guess, these two are two kinds different of healthy lifestyles. Being in a good and healthy physical condition, doing exercise and all of that is known as a healthy lifestyle, but only on the physical sense. Meanwhile, having a stable relationship, a family that comforts you, and a good relationship is having a healthy lifestyle, but only on the mental sense. Yet they are both parts of a healthy lifestyle after all. So you are probably searching for both, which in that case, it is recommended to see what exactly are you searching for. My non-professional recommendation, don't take me seriously, I'm a teenager after all, and I'm not backed up by some article, is to analyze yourself first and see what exactly your behaviors are like. See what exactly are you lacking and try to correct it. Of course, I'm not a professional, and please search for professional help first before doing all of this. Trying to form a diet or habits from the start all by yourself will end up not going so good. So please don't try it. Now going to the tips. First of all, once you went for that professional help and now that you know what to do, the next thing you need to do is to form those habits. Some sports, going to the gym, will take time and more, such as the same kind of element might be easier if you do exercise or not. Of course, if you are searching for more mental things like meditating, being more happy with yourself, being body positive, I guess, it's more simple if you try to see it somehow. So also, don't try to push yourself straight to the limit like some anime. That won't end good. Trust me, it will probably end up making you feel a lot worse than usual. First, try attaching habits. This means to overly use an already created habit to create a new one. This example is one of gamers you'll use, I guess at least, is that when you are playing a video game, for each time you die, you do 5 push-ups. Of course, it doesn't have to apply like that exactly. And the other one, go with small things. As I already mentioned it, you don't have to push yourself straight up to the limit. Just as a race, you start up lightly and end up giving everything. As an example, start with 15 light minutes of exercise instead of jumping straight up to do some magical routine. And try lessening the junk food instead of throwing it away directly. That will end up making things worse. As an example, you could do going from 3 glasses of Coca-Cola to 2 and from 2 to 1. That will be way more easier and best for you at least.
Use the method SMART. Specific. It should be specific enough to leave zero room for ambiguity. Measurable. There should be indicators of how close are you to your goal as more progress you make, making the progress stretchable. Achievable. The goal should be realistic, meaning you should be able to accomplish it despite the adversities. Relevant. It should be worth the amount of time that it will take. Time bound. You should be able to be put a time limit and accomplish it before that time limit ends. With all of that, hello, if I didn't say it before, My name is Milo Neptune, and today I'll be presenting the theme of a stable mindset mentality. As you will have already guessed, this theme is about how to create a stable physiological life. For starters, the physiological behind this is kinda simple. As humans, we usually want to have company with us, despite whatever it might be, a fake friend, even an enemy. We will still want their company in favor instead of preferring to be alone, as it is obvious humans are social beings. We need company to remain stable and sane. The abandoned lonely island survivor kind of character is a clear example of what I am trying to say. And the same applies to relationships. We people need to make bonds with other people we can rely on so we don't develop things such as schizophrenia. And yeah, they definitely need to be people we can truly rely on to not develop trust issues. Of course, we also need to develop independence, as developing independency towards one certain individual isn't healthy at all, and might even conduct to mental traumas later on in your life. So you will end up needing to find a balance. Will be key to create a stable mindset mentality. You will end up needing to find a balance between relying on others and relying on yourself, as both of these taken to the extreme will harm you. Every relationship plays as a vital role in out-town mentality means, as we spend most of out-town time influenced by others' opinions, actions, or more we develop our own opinion until a certain age, like teenagers. The kind of raising that our parents give us play another vital role in these kind of things. Such delicate as it is our own mental state, we develop ourselves and our ideals through their guidance, we like it or not. But they are the root of our own it or not. No, I mean, but they are the root of our own mind. The kind of raising they give us is how we develop our own behaviors. If we are normalized with violence, physiological, physical, we will show it through violent acts. With the releasing, if we are normalized with high requests and overhuman standards, then you might show overly stressful behavior. Or if you are filled with love and have a loving family, you might show in the way of a relaxed and outgoing behavior. But that also depends on you. And also, please, don't let anybody do violent things against you. It ain't acceptable, neither good. And as you can notice, yeah, we will our own point of view of what is normal or normalcy through the acts of our parents and anybody in our during or still developing age.
Another determining factor are friendships and relations. As Roddy said, they influence our view mentally or our persona. Of course, it depends how you close they are to us. A friend wants to have the same impact with their action as a coach, but yet will decide what we show to say friendships. Maybe some friends know of somehow, or maybe other friends know of the other way. Maybe you are using a persona. A word those that music keeps coming from anyway. It depends on the bond you share with that person, or it will impact you. For example, maybe you have a hard-working friend, but when all of yours goes to a sentence, you have a lazy friend. Somebody will always feel relaxed, always ignore problems, and all of that. The good influence is obviously yet the one who influences you more is the lazy friend. Why? Because you share a deep bond with him.
So yeah, that's pretty much how friendships affect you.
Stop interrupting my dialogue.
No, it's
forbid-
my
It's
part.
my
Even
part.
to just say it.
Okay.
No,
use
it
this
doesn't.
website.
Now
I
go
will
back
say
to
this.
record your own part. Jesus.
Hello. Did you call me?
No, I didn't. Now get out.
God damn it.
Okay,
Listen.
let's keep going.
Something else, man.
as I was saying, that's how friendships affect us. But what about couples? As the same goes, couples affect in a similar way as that friendships does, of course, as it is a way more closer bond interactions affect us deeper even when we technically don't have anything to do there in a relationship we are leaning. So if our first contact with a relationship is, well, toxic, abusive, absurdly cold, and, well, everything bad, we will probably, besides of ending with a bad drama, we also end up developing some mechanisms to protect ourselves in future relationships, right? Next, and finally, probably will be trauma, which will be explained by him.
Yo, I'm back.
Ah, god damn.
The trauma falls into 5 different categories. As you might have already known, we are emotional, psychological, sexual, and social. Trauma is characterized for what triggers when or what reason shows how his will be. The trauma cry for a situation that harmed a person's life, owing to the severe emotional and psychological distress such as car crash, almost drowning in a pool, sexual harassment, or war. The trauma events are always harming the life-threatening situation, yet they will still remain harmful to the emotional and psychological side to the individual. Acute trauma is a reference to one single event that causes destruction of layers to shock the emotional and psychological reaction to the individual. Chronic trauma refers to the long responses to distant events and adverse outcomes over an extended period of time. Development trauma, the traumatic experience that happens during the individual's critical stage of childhood development and can impact on the emotional, cognitive, and social development of the individual. Complex trauma, situation where an individual experiences chronic of several traumatic events, often in interpersonal relationships that may overwhelm or resulting in a complex and long-lasting psychological effect, commonly related or associated with prolonged neglection of abuse. Secondary trauma, also known as victim trauma of compulsive activity, is happening where people who are exposed to the traumatic experience of other person will develop traumatic symptoms themselves. Also developed by therapists, healthcare professionals, and first responders. Historical generational trauma refers to the integration transmission of trauma and its effect of subsequent generations. Of course, maybe you won't exactly fall into any of these categories. Maybe it's something else, yet it's completely recommended to check with a therapist. Even if you just a little tiny problem you are having, check yourself just for your own good. Now let's go into the demo 10.
Hello, person of the internet.
That's my introduction. Start another one. Now, if you remind me, I'm gonna leave this. Bye.
Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. People, my name is Pedro Larios, and we will be taking our time. You will be probably searching for after a good physical life. Probably you are only searching for the muscles you don't use my substance. Okay, for starting we talk about a healthy physical life. You probably mean something like being buff, filled with muscles. I get almost goodly like physical form. And in general being a good muscles like Hercules. Yeah, we are exactly gonna teach you that.
We are going
Nope.
to teach
You
you.
still don't ever
What is
despair.
Nah, this is my hymn now,
What?
bro. We are talking about physics, and that implies all of your body: hair, teeth, eyes, ears, jaw. Okay, I exaggerated with that one, kind of. But first of all, let's get to our top part. And we are going to. Yeah, the hair also counts. Do you know how much care this hair even needs? I just learned it today. Anyway, We're an expert, so don't take our opinion as professional. It is common and basic knowledge that if you don't wash your hair regularly, it will end up getting greasy. But well, things like gel and leaving in your hair might create cats, and even worse if you leave it without special care. Good luck dealing with life. I don't know what kind of miracle do you need by fixing that. But anyway, a good dermatologist or trichologist might be able to help you. Of course, it depends a lot if it's a good one or not so good one. Your hair will end up looking like a mess anyway, but well, trust me, you don't want that. It kinda hurts when you wash your hair. And I say it by experience. Using a good shampoo will be good to help your hair stain. And well, Medicast if you need it. And probably you should use conditioner. Hold on, let me just... Okay, it strengthens your hair, reduces the moisture, improves the texture, and protects it. So you should definitely use it. Or, well, simply find something that does both shampoo and conditioner, I guess. It should exist somewhere in China. Where the music came from. Anyway, if you don't want to get bald, of course, definitely won't want that. Anyway, another part of your face you should definitely take care of is your teeth. But I'm not gonna explain that, so my partner will do. Goodbye!
So something you should definitely take care is of this washing. The toothpaste should to have that much systematic and must wash, so it is, but not too much. At least the recommended is just twice a day. So don't do it more times than that. Try making sure it's done with that much of ceramic to not end up with more cleaning in your teeth than food. And then we'll go with the face. Ready? There's exist a lot of things you cause for taking care of your face, but the most common are
Cream!
Michael Rick.
Yes, cream! There exists a lot of merch for face care, yet it depends on what you could use. If I might remind you, you probably have allergies, so you don't want to end up looking like a balloon. Some things I shouldn't in the area. You don't want that, trust me, I'm late.
Besides, that's a dermatologist will probably be your best option to know what exactly you could use and what you shouldn't use. Definitely no.
no taking a routine of exercise, as I'm pretty much the only one those exercises.
Nuh-uh, you aren't. So some routines you could use are
20 body weight squats, 10 dumbbell rows, 10 push-ups, 15-second planks, 10 walk-on running, and 20 jumping jacks.
One that you could use as a beginner is 30-second march in place, 20 forward lunges, 20 squats, 30-second cat-cow stretch, 20 hip bridges, 20 bicycle crunches, and 20 hair punches.
Ignoring take another one that you could as ignoring take another one that you could use as 20 jumping jacks, 20 high knees, 15 weights, 15 side leg tries, 10 Russian twists, 10 donkey kites, and 20 meters glute bites.
or this one is for body weight. So 20 squats, 50 push-ups, 25 jumping jacks, 12 leg alternate lunge, 50 leg high, knees, plank, shoulder taps, and 50 dips of chain.
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
Nuh-uh, you doing it. You need to do exercise.
I refuse to. No. Stay back!
Wait, where did you get that piano?
And finally, this one needs to repeat in 3 seconds. 20 push-ups, 20 crunches, 25 jumping jacks, 13 squat, 30 seconds pound and rest 30 seconds. Then do it all again.
Okay, that's all of the video. Thanks for watching. I won't be doing more of this. It's all your fault. The fall relies on you, Ishmael.